Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Webinar Wednesday. I hope everybody's staying cool today. We're doing we're doing a culinary highlights webinar. So we'll have Victoria from Finolhu present and then Barbara from Patina. They'll go through a bit about the resort, but also highlight specifically the exciting culinary experiences that they have. So I'll let Victoria take it away. If you have
Amazing.
any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to pop those in the little Q&A box and we'll read those out loud at the very end. But yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm just making this a little bit bigger so you can all see it. Fingers crossed. Lovely. You can all see that screen. Amazing. So I'm just going to pop this over to the side a bit so we don't miss anything. So thank you for joining us today. I just want to give you a bit of an overview of Finolhu and then move on to the culinary. So we are based in Bar Atoll, which is in the north of Malé. So about 35 minutes seaplane transfer. So we have a real mix of accommodation on the island and restaurants, which I'm going to cover off shortly. But I just wanted to highlight the picture there you can see in front showing the actual aerial view of the island. So we do have our own house reef. We have 125 villas and we have 4 restaurants. So one of them on this map I want to point out is just here. And this is where we have Crab Shack, which I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. So, some of you may know, some of you may not that joined the call, but Finola is actually made up of 4 islands. So, these 2 islands here are now actually formed our brand new ultra luxury resort called Dot Here Bar Atoll, which is available via Hummingbird as well as Finola. But let's talk about culinary. So, we are part of Seaside Collection. So those that know Grand Hotel Residencia, those that know Los Hamios in Lanzarote, Palm Beach, Finolhu is part of that group of we're one family actually. So the other logo I've got on there is also Riverside Luxury Cruises. So one of our key USPs for Seaside Collection is our culinary offering, and it's part of our DNA across all of our brands that you can see below. So, like I mentioned, we have 4 restaurants on island. So we have Crab Shack, we then have Beach Kitchen, we have Canasan, and we have Arabian Grill. So, from a client's perspective, we offer different board bases. So, for the UK market, by far it's the premium all inclusive, but we also have all inclusive and also half board. So, the key difference is so if they're half board, they dine in Beach Kitchen, and that is for breakfast and dinner. If they're on all inclusive, they dine in Beach Kitchen and then they're entitled to one visit during their stay to Crab Shack, Canasan, and Arabian Grill. They can go back for other visits, and that can be arranged via their Ruhu, which is their butler, because we are an all butler island, and they will get a credit of $50 per adult and $25 per child. Or with the premium all inclusive, subject to availability and the restaurants being open, it's almost like a dine around. So it gives that guest the flexibility. If they're real foodies, it gives them that flexibility to go to Canasan a couple of times or Arabian Grill or Crab Shack as and when it's open. So Crab Shack is the first one I'm going to talk about. So this is where we have our iconic white party, and it's situated on that 2 kilometres of natural sandbank. We are an all-natural island. So we bring guests out on a Friday evening with these donies. They come out, they can either come just for drink and the entertainment because they have this white party, or they can dine there as well. We release our restaurant openings 2 weeks before guests' arrival. So if you have any special occasions, i.e., birthdays, anniversaries, and you want to guarantee that they can get in one of the speciality restaurants on a specific date, do reach out to Hummingbird. They can reach out to us and they can pre-book all your clients dining for them before they arrive on island. What we like to avoid is any upset, or if they can't get in or that restaurant's not open, we can manage the guests' expectations before they arrive to us on the island. So as you can imagine, Crab Shack, going by the name, is a real mix of seafood. You can get other meat dishes out there, but predominantly it's a la carte, all seafood. So if you think lobster rolls, if you think curries, if you think poke bowls, you're not going to be disappointed. That's a selection of light bites, maybe for lunch when we're open for lunchtime, or they can have their, from the main menu. But it really is something to behold, this restaurant. So on the night of the white party, this here, what you can see is the little VW camper van. This is actually our DJ booth. We bring the marine biologists out there. They do talk about what we do on the island with regards to conservation, etc., and how we manage all the excursions to make sure that they are in a safe and environment for the island as well as our guests. We also bring all the senior team out there. They mingle with the team, with the guests, and have drinks, etc. And it's just a lovely place to be, certainly on that Friday night. So moving on to Kanasan. So this is our award-winning Japanese and Asian-inspired restaurant. So this is set on stilts over water. You can actually see Beach Kitchen in the background there. So you can see the wide expanse of beach, which is the start of the sandbank. And this is where guests can have all their sushi, they can have their sashimi. One of the dishes I highly recommend, and it's a bit controversial, is our foie gras with scallops. It's absolutely delicious. Now guests can come here, if they're not, even if they're not dining, they can come and have a drink in the sake bar. It's not just sake, it's cocktails as well, as an aperitif before they go off and dine somewhere else if they have a reservation at one of our other restaurants. But what the chef doesn't know about sushi is not worth knowing. This is definitely one to visit when guests come and stay with us. Now, Beach Kitchen is a little bit different. It's all live cooking stations. We have this internal area where guests can get all their salads, their cold meats, all their breakfast cold cuts for breakfast, their salmon, all their bread rolls, etc. It's all inside, all in a cool temperature environment. And then on the outside, we have these beautiful settings, so either on the beach or in the restaurant, and we have our large cooking stations outside as well. So it's a real selection of international dishes, and what we tend to do is have these themed evenings. So it might be an Asian night, it might be an Indian night, the Maldivian night where we have all the fire eaters, all the dancers on the beach outside, and it's a really lovely place to come. So it might also be an Italian night, and we change that up while the guests are on the island. So it's something for them to really experience, especially if they're on half board. It's not the same old every evening. And then finally, Arabian Grill. So Arabian Grill is a Middle Eastern and North African cuisine. It's all a la carte. It's only open of an evening, just like Kanasan. This is where you'll go and get your little mini barbecues that they pop on the table with all the meats and all the fish. You can have tagines. It's where you get all the bread, all the dips, all that, the baba ganoushis and all the hummus. And I always recommend this restaurant is done as a family style as well. So you can really sample lots from the menu and everybody can have a little taste of everything. So before I move on, I've already mentioned meal plans for you and told you what they were. Before we finish, I just want to touch on children's menus. So in our villas, for example, in the one-bedroom villas, 2 adults and 2 children up to the age of 12.99. So those children will eat and stay on the same meal plan as their parents. So when I say meal plan as their parents, people always worry. They think, well, is this going to be like just a beige menu and it's the same menu for all the restaurants? That's not the case at all. So for example, if they're in Kanasan, they can still have the children's menu will be things like sushi, sashimi, all the dim sum. It's just much smaller portions. And if they want to order more, they can do. Same with Crab Shack, they can still have the little nuggets, etc., if they want those, but they can also choose from the smaller menu of the adults menu for Crab Shack. So don't want you to think that we're only about great beige menus for children. We're really not. So I think if anybody has any questions, please do pop it in the chat box. I just wanted to keep this very, very small and purely about the culinary. But if there's anything you want to know about Finolhu itself or Dot here, the guys at Hummingbird know everything. Many of them have been to both islands. So, please do reach out to them. And then if there's anything specific, they can always come to me. But I hope you've enjoyed this brief tour of our culinary offering. And back over to you, Ginger.
Thanks so much, Victoria. That looks amazing. I've heard so much about the Crab Shack. So
Yes,
yeah,
it's superb. Really, really good.
unbelievable. But I'll let Barbara take it away if you want to present on behalf of Patina now.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for joining today. I find this a very interesting webinar. Thank you so much for organizing, Ginger. And following the beautiful Atoll, let's go back down to North Malay Atoll, where you may find Patina Maldives and an array of culinary options to ensnare your senses throughout the year. So without further ado, please do let me know if you see the presentation. Um,
Yes, looks good. Perfect.
just to give you, yes? Just to give you a brief overview, Patina opened 5 years ago and it's located in North Malay Atoll, 45 minutes away from the international airport by speedboat. And Patina Maldives Fari Islands is part of the Fari Islands archipelago. So just to give you an idea, it's one of the largest islands in North Malay Atoll at the moment. And this allows us to have 12 restaurants and bars on property that the guests can try while they're staying with us. And plus, due to our concept of an archipelago, the guests are always invited to go to the other properties that are part of the Faroe Islands. This would mean that if the guests are staying in half board or full board, they can always go into the Lagoon Ferry, go to the Ritz-Carlton and have a meal over there, and the meal will be charged directly to the villa and they can settle the bill upon checkout. So it's very convenient and it gives this free flow experience that allows your guests to literally dine out in the Maldives, which is not very common. So this is one of the options that we have, but I would like as well to take you over this tour of gastronomy and culinary. In Patina, we have two or three main bars, if you will. The Valley Bar, it's just in front of this mesmerizing swimming pool with a view over the lagoon and the other islands. It's a very international menu. It's more of a day time snack, and then overnight we have sometimes some entertainment over there, some acoustic musicians or some DJs as well. It's very, very cozy. And you will find as well Portico. So Portico would be our main restaurant, if you will. It's where guests can enjoy a very complete and vast breakfast. So we have three different areas of buffet itself. So we have the Asian area where you'll find the dumplings, the rice, the curries. We have a cafeteria area where you can have your favorite coffees and you can also select from different fruits and juices. We have a major buffet area as well, where we rotate a lot of the dishes, and yet the guests can still enjoy from the a la carte menu. So there's plenty of different options for different days and different moods. And throughout the day, this would be sort of the Indian Ocean cuisine. You can find as well sirloin and other international options, but I would recommend that you try the curries from the Indian Ocean. Wok Society, it's our famous Chinese restaurant. So I would say that this is definitely the restaurant that gets more guests from the other resort in the Fari Islands. It's purely Chinese, it's purely traditional. It's all about the homemade cuisine. It's very, very delicious. And for different nationalities, the chefs can also tone it down a little bit on the spices so that everyone can enjoy. And if the families are together, they will promote the hot pot experience or the Peking duck, where they will cut and slice the Peking duck in front of you. So it's one of the guests' favorites, definitely. And in Patina Maldives, we have both half board and full board. So Wok Society and Portico would be included, so the guests can enjoy a three-course meal. And for the other restaurants, the guests would be entitled for a resort credit. So the resort credit, the way it would work, it would be per person per day, so that they can experience everything that we have on property. So one of the best places to see the sunset is definitely our Ilios restaurant, where you can see the sunset, you can lounge over there. The cocktails are inspired in the names of the Greek gods, and the menu would be more of a Greek and Turkish style. So you'll have all the mezes, you'll have all the grills. It's a beautiful experience for families that are celebrating a special occasion. Also, we do have a lot of entertainment over here. And because of the stretch of the beach as well, this would be the place in Patina Maldives where we have the New Year Gala dinner. So this is where you will find your stage as well. Everyone can dance in the soft sand. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And also, I wanted really to highlight today, particularly the launch of Kandu. So Kandu, it's our most recent addition to the experience that the guests can experience from. We opened literally 23 days ago. It was open on the 1st of June, and it's the first restaurant of its kind in the Maldives, being an elevated Maldivian restaurant. This means that we could technically call it fine dining. We don't, however, because we encourage guests to try some dishes with their hands, which is the local way of eating food, and therefore we would just call a Maldivian elevated experience. One of the things that we are mostly proud of is that all the team that works at Kandu, they are Maldivians, and they have been traveling from north to south of the Maldives. So we send different team members to different atolls and to different islands to go and gather with the elders to learn traditional dishes from that island in particular, and to translate it and have a twist of modern culinary with European techniques that they might present to the guests. So for the moment of arrival, when you arrive to Kandu, you'll have very traditional welcome, which I will not spoil as you may come and visit. And then from the first embrace, you will sit at the chef's counter. So we have a capacity for 14 people, and this will be show cooking, and it's all about the journey. So while the chefs are cooking in front of you, they will be telling you stories about the traditions, about the Maldives, about the suppliers we work with, as everything is sourced locally and all the vegetables are plucked from our chef's garden as well. Very sustainable. And what I love the most is that they will be sharing with you some of their childhood memories with certain ingredients or fishes and so on. It's a 7-course dinner, and I would highly advise. It's really quite unique, and the guests have been loving the experience so far. And we will keep promoting this amazing experience. For those that love a good wine cellar, they're always welcome to Frame. Each restaurant will have its own wine cellar as well, but our sommeliers will be advising the wine pairing that the guests may do. It's more of a Mediterranean cuisine with a semi-buffet. It's some Italian semi-buffet. And then we have Brasa. Brasa, it's hands down my favorite. This is Argentinian meat, and techniques. We have a wooden oven at the counter, so the guests can once again sit at the counter, see what the guests with the chef are preparing. We have the beautiful, delicious, very soft Wagyu beef that can be cooked for you, and also we have other options. We would have vegetarian options and also fish, like the octopus that we have, or the reef fish catch of the day, very, very fresh, so that the families of or groups of friends that are coming can all enjoy brasa at the same time. So we have very different options. And I would say that one of my favorite details is that every single restaurant will have their own kind of bread and dip. So you will have a very different experience. And this is the same with the cocktails and the bar. So in Brasa, because it's more Argentinian and Latin American, you will have cocktails that are based in mezcal or tequila. You'll have the Argentinian wines. So it's very well curated so that the guests can enjoy. Fari Beach Club, it's the most happening area in the resort. So the guests can enjoy breakfast, can enjoy lunch over there. They can enjoy dinner as well. This is where we have the DJs performing, and we bring DJs not only from Malé, but international DJs. We have an in-house program where we encourage our colleagues as well to DJ for the guests. We bring a lot of live bands as well to perform. And now in August, we'll have the Fari Island Festival, where we are bringing celebrities to the property. This is where it takes place. So one of the things that you'll find is that if the guests want to be more sociable or meet other guests, the marina would be the area to be, where they will find the art gallery, where they'll find the boutiques, they'll find the dive center, but all the restaurants are over here. And whenever we have some of the thematic nights, we would close the marina and throw the party over there. So we don't have buffets per se. We have more of a live cooking concept, but the guests can always come and they can stay later. So in Fari Beach Club as well, even if you're done with your dinner, you can come over, you can enjoy. We have musicians, we have the DJs, so it's very, very happening. And at the same time, as I said in the beginning, it's a very large island. So the accommodation is further away, so that the guests that wish to sleep early are not disturbed by the events that are going on at the Fari Beach Club. And a concept that is quite unique and it's very entertaining as well. We have on property 3 food trucks. Go Go Burger, it's hands down the best burgers in the Maldives you'll have, and it's strategically placed in one of the spots that when you come back from your snorkeling trip, you will smell the burgers and you will go straight to Go Go Burger to order your own. And the most dangerous food truck in the island is our Tuk Tuk Gelato, as it serves sorbets and ice cream complimentary throughout the day. So everyone from every age, from every background enjoys our options. And of course, being in the Maldives, we have a particular highlight for destination dining to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, and so on. We have a very boho style, but we do not deny anything to the guests. So we do personalize everything up to each guest expectation as well. And as I was mentioning, and just to briefly give you some names of the people who are coming now from the 13th to the 15th of August, we'll have the Fari Islands Festival. It's second edition. So last year we worked very closely with Wagyu Mafia that it's returning this year as well and taking residency in the Ritz-Carlton this time. We will also work with Dry Wave, which is a bar from Bangkok that it's one of Asia's 50 best bars in the world. So they are coming and they are taking over our bars so that the guests can try. We will also work with Danilo Posone, which is a global ambassador from Sei Bellissimi and also one of the sponsors of the world's 50 best hotels in the world. And besides that, we would have other bartenders and culinary experiences in that sense. So as you can see, like throughout the year, we have a very complete program of culinary and bar as well. This is to keep our guests entertained, and every time that they return, they will have a completely unique experience. And Hummingbird has all the information you might need. We have what we call the Perpetual Journey, that it's a 12-month program where you can see who is coming to the island in that particular month. We work very closely with Michelin star chefs as well, so we will bring that to our different restaurants and the bartenders as well. So there's plenty of options, as you may see. And for our young guests, under 12 years old, all the children would be booked on full board basis so that the parents don't have to be concerned about their day-to-day energy. So we can also provide the children with the meals at the kids club, and they also might order from the in-villa dining option. So it's very family friendly, I would say. And then we have occasionally, so at the time with Hummingbird, we are having some culinary offers as well. So if you have any question at all, just please do reach out to the Hummingbird team and they will be very happy to share. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Barbara. I believe you about the gelato truck being dangerous. Um,
Very.
yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions so far. If anybody has any, you can pop those in real quick. But otherwise, thank you guys both for presenting, and joining us, everyone for joining us, for culinary highlights. I'll be sending out a little follow-up email with like the link to this webinar, which will be live on our YouTube channel. So you feel free to go back and look through things or send this around to anybody else who wasn't able to make it today. But yeah, like both Barbara and Victoria said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the team and we can get those answered for you. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday. Stays cool if you're in the UK. Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.